Unlike seasonal flowers, which is bloom and die, indoor plants are different because they are very long lasting. If once we have brought to our home, we can have plenty of them just by propagating. And the best part of it is, we don't need to always spend money to have multiple plants in our home. So this video is all about propagation of indoor plants, where you'll get to know different methods of propagating. Hello everyone, welcome back to Trust Basket. I am Indupriya. As you all know, our channel's main motive is to spread awareness of gardening among new people. With this initiative, we have made number of videos. So if you haven't watched them, just go through them to know every detail about plants and how to start gardening. By the way, do subscribe to our channel so that it motivates us to come up with more interesting ideas and topics that could help you. So this is the third video of our indoor gardening series. In our last videos, we discussed about uses, benefits and air purifying nature of indoor plants. And here we are going to know about the propagation of them. Actually, the process of propagation is very easy. All we need to do is taking cuttings or dividing them from the mother plant, or sometimes we need to cut their leaves to get multiple plants out of them. So what I come to say is, the method of propagation is not same in all plants because all plants do not have the same structure and growing nature, right? Some plants have climbing nature, some have rhizomes and some have bulbs. So we need to carry out the propagation process only according to the growing nature of plants. So first of all, I want to show you the propagation of indoor plants through their stem cuttings. But before directly jumping in, we need to keep some things ready, like media to place cuttings in them. It could be either soil or water, but as I want to show you both, I'm just keeping both of them ready. And the second thing is pruning scissors. Here I'm going to use these different tools because some plants have soft stems and some plants have hard. So these are the few things which we need to keep ready. So let's collect few stem cuttings from few indoor plants. First of all, I'm going to take cuttings from this money plant. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to cut this below the node. A node is nothing but the place where the leaf joins the stem. So here it is. So whenever we go for cutting, we should cut the stem only below the node. Only then rooting takes place and your cutting will develop into a new plant. So here I'm going to cut it. So yeah, now this cutting is all good to go in water. So in the same way, I'm going to take 2 to 3 more cuttings from this money plant. So this is how we should take cuttings from climbers such as money plant, English ivy, philodendron type of plants. Now let's take cuttings from philodendron plants. Actually, philodendrons are very beautiful plants because their leaves, stems, aerial roots, everything adds beauty to our home. So we definitely wish to have 2 to 3 plants around us. So for that, we need to propagate them. So as of now, I have 2 different types of philodendrons. So let's collect cuttings from them. Okay, now let's go for Aglaonema plants. I have 2 varieties of Aglaonema over here. One is this regular green one and the other is this beautiful pink Aglaonema. Actually, Aglaonema plant produces baby plants around them so that we can propagate them just by dividing those baby plants. But as of now, we are talking about the only cuttings. So let's just go for taking few stem cuttings from both of these plants. So now I'm going to propagate this snake plant. Actually, when I bought it from nursery, it is only of this height and it's been just 4 months I guess, and now it has grown this tall. I'm not sure whether it is getting covered in the camera. So I transplanted it. You can see that in YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels. So even this plant produces baby plants, but we'll see that later. So as of now, we should go through their leaves to propagate them. So now I'm going to cut their leaves into multiple parts to propagate them. So let's see how it goes. Whenever we take cuttings from snake plant, we should take it from the base of the plant, but not in the middle, because from base this cutting will have more vigor to take rootings. So let me just cut it. So now I'm going to take multiple cuttings from each of these leaf cuttings. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this into 3 parts. And the main thing what we need to remember is we should remember which is the top part and which is the bottom part. If we are planting them in reverse, then all our hard work will go into vain. So let's not do that. So let's be careful. So now we are done with taking cuttings from most of the plants. So as we already kept the media ready, let's just go for placing few soft stem plants in water first. We can also plant these cuttings in soil, but the only thing is, in water we can check whether the cuttings are getting rotted or whether the roots are getting initiated or not. But in soil, we cannot do that. But as long as we are using the well-drained soil and healthy cuttings, these things won't happen. So we will be successful in soil method too. Now I am going to put this in water. And these are other philodendron. Don't put them reverse, just to make sure you're putting them well. Just you can cut these aerial roots, no problem. We have successfully completed this philodendron cuttings too. So now it's time for my favorite snake plants. So now I'm going to put them in water. Just make sure you're not sinking all of these cuttings. So I'm just taking the support of these philodendron stems and then I'm carefully placing them. We are done with planting snake plant cuttings in water. So now I'm going to plant this in soil. So now we are done with transplanting all these soft stem plants, and in few days all these cuttings takes rooting and then we can go for transplanting them to make them grow and develop into new plants. So far I have taken cuttings from most of the soft stem plants, and now it's time for the hard stemmed one, which are croton, rubber plant and this ZZ plants. Even here we are going to cut them below the nodes just like we did it with soft stemmed one, but the only thing is I'm going to place their cuttings in soil instead of water, because soil is more recommended than water. When it comes to rubber plant and croton plant, we can propagate them through the stem cuttings and also through their leaf cuttings. I'll just try to show both of them. And when it comes to ZZ plant, we can propagate through their stem cuttings and also by dividing their rhizomes. But as of now, let's just go for their stem cuttings. So when it comes to ZZ plant, it can do well in any well-drained soil, so let's just look into that. So taking cuttings from ZZ plant is also same as we take it from climber plants. Just search for a node and go cutting below it. Just like this. And now in the same way I'm going to take cuttings from another 2 to 3 stems. And now I'm going to place these cuttings in soil. You can either plant them directly or you can go for scraping the outer layer of these ZZ plant cuttings so that they take rooting earlier. So yeah, this is how they should look like. So now we are done with ZZ plant. So now let's go for another plants which are croton and rubber plants. Actually, propagating rubber and croton plants is little tricky and it also takes long time for these cuttings to take rooting. So in this long process, you should make sure that these cuttings are not going rotting. So for that, we need to prepare some separate potting mix by mixing sand, perlite into the regular potting mix or soil. So let's see how can we do it. I'm going to mix it. Now I'm going to add water into it so that this media becomes slightly moist. We should make sure we're not going to make it wet. If it became more wet, you can just go for adding some more soil and sand into it so that you can make a perfect media for cuttings. Now our potting mix is all ready. So let's plant these stem and leaf cuttings of both of these plants. So here I am just filling few pots with the potting mix which I have already prepared so that they will be all ready for planting. Make sure the pots you choose have a good number of drainage holes. So to propagate these plants with leaves, we need to remove these leaves carefully. So all you need to do is, you need to pull them along with the bases. Yeah, just like this. Now this leaf is all good to go. So in the same way, I am going to remove a few more. So coming to these apical leaves, I am going to let them stay, and now I am going to cut these leaves to half. Just go for wiping the sap with any cloth or tissues. And make sure you wash your hands properly after working with these cuttings because the sap of rubber plants is a little toxic. As of now, let's keep these leaves aside and first we'll go for planting this stem cutting. So like rubber plant, I'm going to plant the croton cuttings too. Even here, I'm going to cut the apical leaves to half. And yeah, now this cutting is ready to plant. So now we have planted both the rubber and croton stem cuttings, and now it's time to plant their leaves. So here I go. So this is how we should do. It is so simple to propagate these plants. I think you can also follow this at your home. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to place these cuttings along with the pot inside a plastic bag so that moisture is well maintained. And we can open this plastic bag once in a week or 10 days to spray additional water into it. So it almost takes 2 to 3 weeks for these cuttings to take rooting. So until then, I'm going to place this in plastic bag itself. So now we are done with propagating the hard stem plants too. So this is how we propagate different indoor plants through their stem cuttings or leaf cuttings. So please comment below the propagation method which you want to know, so that I'll try to show that in my next video, which is also about propagation. And there you'll get to know how to propagate plants by dividing and also through spores. So catch you all there. Until then, stay tuned to Trust Basket. Bye bye.